Welcome back. This is Hope at Dawn right here at Hope TV. This is where you look and you live. Usually we have a newspaper review, but today we are doing a special newspaper review of what's happening in our country. And on set, I'm joined by a guest. Let me just call her a guest for now before she becomes part of us, And in studio this morning, we are hosting Gloria Kimani. And Gloria Kimani is a member, that is a LSK Council member. And we are here just to have a conversation about what's happening in our country, and especially today because major demonstrations are planned for across the country. So what are the do's and don'ts during demonstrations, and how should you, if you want to picket, if you want to demonstrate, if you want to exercise your right as enshrined in the Constitution, what are the do's and the don'ts? And also at the same time, what are the police allowed to do? Are they above the law? Are they, are they immune to the same law that all of us are subjected to? So allow me to welcome Gloria. Good morning, Gloria.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Good to have you too.
It's an amazing morning, and it's amazing because usually we don't have a guest, but it's a special day.
Yeah.
Let's talk. First of all, introduce a brief introduction of yourself before we start off our conversation.
Thank you very much, even for having me here. My name is Gloria Kimani. I am a council member at the Law Society of Kenya.
Yeah.
And I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have observed what has been happening ever since the demonstrations began, online before they went onto the streets. As a LSK Council member, of course, you have been observing what's happening and all. How can you say the demonstrations have been so far?
Well, on Tuesday, it must have caught the police by surprise. Okay, not really by surprise, but what happened was on Tuesday, we were there and there were so many arrests around the country. In Nairobi, we had around 200 and something, so in different parts of Kenya. So in total, we had around 400 arrests. And one of the interesting things is on Tuesday, we saw them when we went to Central Police Station and we were demanding for the protesters who were arrested during the protests to be released.
Yeah.
We were actually tear gassed and chased away from the police station.
Yeah.
So we wondered, why are you chasing us out of the police station? And they told us to come back at 6. And we asked them a very fundamental question. Why are you releasing them only at 6? It's because the law has not been suspended till 6 p.m. and you cannot chase advocates out of the police station because all arrested persons have a right to be represented by an advocate.
Yeah.
So those are the questions we asked. On Thursday, coming to Thursday, we saw there was a shift. Now they were not arresting and putting them in cells. There were very few people who were arrested on Thursday.
Yeah.
We saw people being taken. It's another abduction that is happening.
Yeah.
So it started on Thursday, where they were taking people who are protesting peacefully, and they would use plainclothes police officers, take them, put them in a Subaru or something, go drop them at a different place just to cause confusion.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw. Now, today we do not know if they are going to make arrests or they are going to do this random abductions.
Yeah.
So we are not really sure of what the police are doing this time.
Yeah. Waking up this morning as well, we were having some were unconfirmed reports, but also we have confirmed reports of I don't want to call them arrests, because arresting you clearly come knock on my door or you summon me to a police station, but this is not what is happening currently. And we have had people who have this morning, waking up to this morning, who have been abducted.
Yes.
Already as we are speaking, there was one who was arrested, and it's now almost 72 hours, Shadrach,
Yes.
and yet he is yet to be released, or his whereabouts are still unknown. Gloria, if you can shed some light on abduction and what the law says on the same.
Actually, abduction is unconstitutional. It is illegal by whoever person, be it police or common people or whoever. It is illegal, and basically abduction is being taken privately and into a non-gazetted place where it's not gazetted that this is the place where people can be detained. So we are actually seeing that with the police right now. We have very high suspicions that it is the police, because if it was common wananchi doing this kind of things,
Yeah.
investigations will have started and
Immediately.
it will have been caused a security concern.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not a security concern.
no.
The question will be, why is it not a security concern?
Yeah.
So we have believed that it must be the police doing this,
Yeah.
and it's very wrong, and we highly condemn this kind of acts
Yeah.
because they are trying to use these acts to intimidate the public.
Yeah.
And what they don't realize is people are getting stronger as the day goes by, and they are seeing what the government is doing.
Yeah.
And the question is, why are you abducting people who are peaceful, people who have not committed any crime,
Yeah.
people who are exercising their rights?
True.
So why would we do this to such people? And we are just calling upon them to be released.
Yeah.
Released immediately, and we just pray for the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a law society of Kenya,
Yes.
I believe, I don't know, the buck should stop somewhere when it comes to all these things. Have you sought, or rather, are you planning to have any recourse to address what's happening? Because the worst thing, today they are coming for those people, tomorrow it's Gloria, the next day will be Gigi, and
Yeah.
it continues. So no one is safe if we don't arrest this situation now.
Yeah.
So is there a plan to have a recourse and hold individuals responsible for what's happening?
The Law Society of Kenya, led by our president, Faith Odhiambo, we are actually in the process of filing a case against individual persons, and this time we'll go against the police and those in high power. We'll go for the IG in his personal capacity. We will go also for Adamson Bungei. These things are happening mostly in Nairobi.
Yeah.
So we will go for them in their individual capacity, because our question is, these things, when they are being done, they are unlawful. So it means it's you're using your office to do such kind of things. So we will be going for individual people, and even in a police station, when we find there are unlawful acts that are happening,
Yeah.
we will actually find the individuals who are doing this kind of things personally liable. We saw on the protest on Thursday, there are people who were told that they are the police officers who are responsible for the death of Rex.
Yeah.
We will be going for those police officers individually.
Yeah.
Let them take an individual responsibility when it comes to actually when they are committing unlawful acts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, talking of Rex and what happened on Thursday last week, sad situations, photos and videos that were coming out were police officers, one, plain-clothed police officers, and those, number two, they were shooting directly at the crowds. So if you would take us through how a police officer should, one, be clothed, or who should be deployed during times of protest, and number two, how they should carry themselves and what they are allowed to do as per the law.
Okay. So police officers are supposed to identify themselves any given time. If they come to arrest you, they're supposed to identify themselves. Or when they're exercising their authority, they're supposed to identify themselves. Having plainclothes police officers during a protest is not wrong, because it is actually their mandate to offer protection to us.
Yes.
So there are those who might be plainclothes, there are those who might be uniformed, they're in different areas and they have been given these different roles, and that is okay. However, when arresting citizens, even if it's a plainclothes police officer, they're supposed to identify themselves. And maybe even going into side, I don't think it is wrong for them to do that. However, what the police should do is use the minimal force during protests, especially during peaceful protests. They are not supposed to use tear gas if the protesters are not being unlawful, and being unlawful is they are maintaining peace, and they are just expressing themselves, because they have, even when you have your right to demonstrate, right to expression. How do you express yourself? You speak, you sing, you chant, provided it's not interfering with the rights of others. They're supposed just to provide security, and that is their mandate.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the protesters, because they are taking now the center stage. That's why the police are being deployed. As a protester, how are you supposed to behave? How are you supposed to carry yourself?
Oh, that's good. As a protester, one, be peaceful. At any given point, be peaceful. So what does this mean? you can sing, you can talk, you can chant, you can march, provided it's not interfering with the rights of others. Maybe you saw there was a meeting somewhere. So just provided you're not interfering with also the rights
Yeah.
of other people,
Yeah.
you can do those kind of things. Secondly, if you're a protester, walk in groups of people. This is easier for identification. So if you go missing, people will be like, we are missing one of
Yeah,
us and we
yeah,
miss them at
yeah.
this stage. So those are the things that you're supposed to do. Thirdly, we have been seeing this happening. So you're supposed to be recording. Just record where you are, inform people where you are.
Yeah.
Right now, we are at maybe Kenyatta Avenue. Inform people where you are. Communicate. Just communicate with people everywhere of what you're doing. Don't that protesters are not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Don't provoke the police.
Yeah.
And in terms of provoking, you know that you can go, maybe I saw some clips of people pushing the police. Do not provoke the police. Secondly, even in our right to expression, it has a limitation. So don't spread propaganda.
Yeah.
Don't incite people. Don't spread hate speech. Now there it becomes unlawful
Yeah,
because
yeah.
now you're contravening the law. Another thing that you're not supposed to do as a protester is carry weapons. And what do we mean by weapons? Maybe a stone, a rod, a knife, a gun. No, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to do it.
But a phone is not a weapon.
A phone is not a weapon. A phone is
Clarity.
actually, yes, for clarity purpose. iPhones are not weapons. iPhones are not weapons.
Yes.
Another thing that protesters are not supposed to do is go to protected areas. This is one thing that you need to know.
Yeah.
If you go to a protected area, just know that the police are, it is their mandate. They can use actually legal force on you. So what are these protected areas?
yes.
State House. You cannot try and go and say,
And march.
yes, State House, that we are going to protest. No, that
You asked
is
for
wrong.
dialogue. We are
Yeah,
here.
no. State House is a protected
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Places like military bases, like DODs,
Yeah.
military base, those are protected areas.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go. Parliament also, you're okay, outside Parliament is okay, but you cannot get in Parliament and say it's a protected area.
Yeah.
So these are things that protesters need to know. And also a very important thing, protests should start at 6 and end at 6. So if you find yourself after 6 in town protesting, just know it's unlawful. Because we have a clawback clause. Yes, even if you're supposed to demonstrate, there are two clauses. One, you're supposed to protest from 6 to 6, and also don't be very peaceful. Yes.
Awesome. And as LSK, you have been very vocal on what's happening, led by your president. She's been on the forefront, visiting even those police stations and all. What is the conversation, especially because the reason why I'm asking this is you're the you play a critical role as lawyers. When you go to those police stations and you're speaking to the OCPDs and all, what are some of the reasons they are giving for detaining people?
Well,
we would want to hear from people like you because at least you have that privilege as opposed to some of us.
Let's start here. All the police stations I've gone to, and this is a trend that we have been seeing. All the people who have been detained and or are being detained, I can dare say that they're illegal, because one, when you go to the police station, you're supposed to be processed and booked.
Yes.
Right?
OB and all.
Yes.
Yes.
When we went to the police station on Tuesday, they had not booked any person who they had arrested on that day.
Yeah.
So we were wondering, okay, you have people here, we can hear that there are people here, but you haven't booked them. We need a record to show that these are the people you have booked here. So those are the questions we were asking. Where is the list of the people you have arrested? Secondly, why have you arrested them? Most of the times we find maybe it was a creation of disturbance. Yes. So mostly that's the charge they use, creation of disturbance. And they were saying maybe they were not lawful when they were doing the protest. So we also need to know that. Because
even unlawful and all, but they were to be processed. So long as you have been arrested, could that be the reason why now they have opted to go now incommunicado?
Maybe.
Because you are following, you are easily,
Yes.
as lawyers, you are easily tracing these people into
Yes.
all these police stations and
Yes,
all,
yes.
and going out and bailing
Yes,
them.
yes.
Could this be the reason?
Maybe.
Because now you don't know where these people are.
Are
Yeah.
being detained. Yes,
Yeah.
maybe that could be the reason, so that they may not have a record of the people they detained during this time. So maybe those are their reasons. However, I cannot speak for them.
Yeah.
I can only speculate.
Yeah.
But we are saying, if they are taken to the police station, we are asking just for it to be legal, for them to be processed,
Yeah.
and also be detained legally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you allow me to use your expertise, the
Yes.
legal expertise,
Yeah.
because the elephant in the room we are yet to address, which is the finance bill,
Yes.
2024. Treasury came up with those proposals, took them to Parliament, the parliamentary committee, finance went,
Yeah.
did all what they did, and then of course they came up with the document, tabled the same.
Yeah.
That has been the reason. The hue and cry was because of the so-called punitive
Yes.
taxes that are being proposed in that bill to raise 300 plus billion shillings. If to help us understand the legislative process from beginning to end, and the clamor those who are pushing is reject finance bill
Yes.
2024.
Yes.
That has been their call.
Yes.
And they are saying, don't amend.
Yes.
Reject
Reject the whole
the
bill.
whole document.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, tell us the legislative process, and then you can help us tell the people who are demonstrating if it's possible to reject the entire document at this stage.
Gigi, I love that question very much. However, I'd like to digress a
Yes,
bit.
go ahead.
Right now, and I understand, and maybe to answer you a bit, the bill making process is not done yet. Right? It is not done yet. So it can actually, they can actually reject it at some point.
Yes.
So you see, it ends where the president puts his signature.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that is where it ends, and now it's enacted. It's an act. It starts being a bill, and now it's an act.
It's an act.
But right now, maybe what we need to really concentrate on is this demonstration and what is happening in the country right now.
Yeah.
And for the safety of our people, being informed of, maybe even, I can take you, because now when we start talking about the bill making process, we are going to take a long while.
Yeah.
But maybe we can digress for a bit.
Yes.
For a bit, and maybe discuss if they are detained. You know, we have do's and don'ts when you're detained.
Yes.
And it's very important, because today people may be arrested. We are not saying will be arrested. They may be arrested.
And especially after the CS came out yesterday.
Yes.
So
they may be arrested.
Yeah.
Yes, they may be arrested. What do we need to do? We have talked about a protest and what is happening in the protest.
Yes.
When you're detained by the police, what do we need to do? Yes. So maybe if we have that conversation right now and make sure that people are informed.
Yes.
Our people are informed and they know what to do, so that we avoid cases of them missing, or they're in a different police station and we don't know which.
They went for the demo.
Yes.
We have not seen them again.
Yes.
So what? Help us then, Gloria.
Okay. Yes.
Help us so that in case, just we're not saying anyone will be arrested.
No.
It will be peaceful.
Yes.
It will be all.
Yes.
But just in case.
Just in case your friend is arrested or you hear anyone is arrested, one of the things, remain calm. Remain calm. One of the you have to remain. Umeshikwa, remain calm.
Okay.
Those are the things you first need to do. Remain calm.
Yeah.
Know your surrounding. Know where you have been arrested. Then ask the police to identify themselves. Okay. Mmetuambia, yes.
Yeah.
It is a right.
I'm
it is a right.
Practicability.
See, good thing is I carry the Constitution. Yes.
I know my rights. So
I know my. But even when telling them I know my rights, you see, one of the things when you say that, it provokes. I don't know why it provokes the police, and you're telling them the truth.
The truth.
It just triggers something in them. But just ask them in a kind way.
Yeah.
identify yourselves. And now if they don't identify themselves, call a friend.
Yeah.
Call a friend, call a relative, call a colleague, or you're with friends there. Call them, tell, and then one of the other things, start recording. Start recording.
Yeah.
Call people, record, post. Especially, we are asking that people do lives.
Yes.
Not because when you take a
Record,
video,
yeah.
it might, if they take your phone, and that's one of the things we've seen them doing, is they take your phone and they might delete the video.
Yeah.
So if you're on a live, you see people will follow back, and they
Yes.
will see, here is where you were arrested, and these are the people who might have arrested you, and this is the particular place, and so it can be followed up from there.
Yeah.
Another thing to do when you're arrested, silence is a constitutional right. So if they ask you a question, you have the right to remain silent. Okay, you can give your identification, you can tell them, I'm Gloria Kimani, but after that they tell you, why are you doing this? Don't self-incriminate. Tell them nothing. You can say, I have nothing to state. Keep silent.
Yeah.
It is your constitutional right. Another thing, call for an advocate. You have a right to seek legal assistance. And this is where now we are calling upon the members of the public to call the Law Society of Kenya. When you're arrested, call our toll-free line.
Yeah.
We have advocates everywhere in Kenya. They will come to any police station you're in, provided you call our number. We are going to come and release you from police custody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll be giving us that toll-free,
Yes, we'll
just in case, because people need to know that there is help, just in case.
Yes.
So remain calm.
Remain calm.
Know your surroundings.
Know your surrounding.
Then number 2, don't provoke.
Don't provoke.
Yeah. Silence.
Silence.
Silence is key.
Yes. We have dons. Oh, you forgot legal assistance.
Oh, legal assistance.
Yeah, legal.
Yeah.
Very important.
I need to call Gloria.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The other thing, dons, do not argue or provoke the police. Again, we said stay calm.
Stay calm.
Stay calm.
Yeah.
Another thing, do not provoke them. Do not use force on them.
Yeah.
Because now you see, and when they arrest you, do not resist arrest.
You know, I was headed there because I was like, you told us to look at our surroundings. So me nimeona surroundings. Nimeona mwanya pale.
Well, your safety comes first, but I am saying,
Yes.
akikushika hivi, do not resist arrest.
Yeah.
Do not resist arrest, right?
Yeah.
Because it is unlawful. Do not resist arrest. Akikushika, you just stay calm and go.
Yeah.
Also, don't self-incriminate, one of the things we were saying. So you have a right to remain silent, so don't self-incriminate yourself.
Until my lawyer comes.
Yes.
Then...
Oh, and another thing, don't write statements. Don't do confessions. So they might tell you, oh, sign here. Do not. Do not do those.
Because at times you go in, and especially the crop of, should I say, protesters who are currently protesting, it's a new crop. So maybe they have never been arrested.
Yes.
They've never been to a police station. And so they feel cooperation is the way to go. Yeah,
don't do it without a legal, especially when you're talking to them, they're asking you questions that you don't, even if you understand, you might self-incriminate. So it's very important to have an advocate there with you, or a person you trust, so that you don't incriminate yourself. Yeah.
Wow, that is enlightening, because many of us, tunajua tu, when I go, just cooperate, because it's the fear.
Yes, cooperate, but know your rights.
Know the limits
as
well.
Yes, know the limits.
Because at times it's fear.
Yes.
Because I'm afraid now I've been arrested, this police, they will do. So some of us, we don't even exercise those rights that are enshrined for us. And it's important. And I hope that even as people are going out, to protest and exercise their rights, we will observe everything that we have been reminded this morning about knowing your rights and knowing how far you can go in terms of speaking, in terms of statements, in terms of all those things. But importantly as well is not provoking the officers. Selfie naona pia wanapiga na afisa. So long as you don't
selfie piga lakini don't selfie. You can take a selfie. You're taking a selfie with the environment. A phone, we said a phone is not a weapon. A phone is not a weapon. So you can take photos of your environment, but do not provoke them. Yes.
Or even trying again the important thing also that you mentioned, protected areas.
Yes.
Because the call has been occupy this. You can occupy the roads and all, but not
protected areas.
The protected areas.
And also we remember the timings from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now after 6 p.m. now it now ceases to be a peaceful demonstration, and now it's an unlawful assembly. Because after 6 is it has been declared in the Act, Public Order Act. Now is when demonstrations should cease or all assemblies should cease. So after 6, they have actually they have the responsibility. They can actually arrest you. And now it will not be because you are peacefully demonstrating. And that's what people should remember. Yes, because when you have assemblies, yes, at times it's good because hanging out with friends and there's nothing much you're doing, but we also need to educate our people. But right now it's an unlawful assembly. Yes.
All right.
Now
we have focused more on the towns, the major cities and all. The same is happening even in villages and all. Proceeding to their area MPs offices and headquarters. Is that okay?
It is okay, provided it's not a protected area. Provided it's not a protected area. And those protesting had notified. You see, when you're doing demonstrations, you have to notify the OCS, mostly it's the one commanding the station, 3 days prior. So if the organizers of the event had actually given notice to the police, not permission, notice is different from getting permission. You just notify the police that on this day we are going here and here and here. And it is very much okay. And then you have a procession going there. It is very much okay. Remember, if you're presenting a petition, present it peacefully. If you're going to sing and chant, sing. Whatever you're going to say, provided it does not interfere with the rights of others, that is okay. And it's not a protected area, because you will be told this is a protected area. But it's also important to know what is a protected area, because they can tell you, oh, this office is a protected area, and it's not a protected area. Yes.
We've spoken about there is a message, or rather a question that has come in. It's about, you have explained about the process of once you are arrested, and arrested now, this is well known. This is an arrest. Abduction. What happens now when it's an abduction? You can clearly see these are not officers, these are not police officers, they're not identifying themselves and all. It's an abduction. What can I do?
Abduction is now very different, because you see now this is unlawful. What I would advise is stay calm. Do not provoke and cooperate. You see, now this is unlawful. It's the way we hear when you're carjacked, when they just cooperate, because you do not know what they can do to you. And in abductions, you see, now we are not sure if these are the police or not. We do not know the intentions of these people. It's whether to harm you, to kill you. So you have to be very, very careful when it's an abduction. Stay calm at all given times. Be aware of your surroundings as you're going somewhere. Just look, see which building you're going to, just see where you're going to. So you need to be alert at all given points. But here is where I can tell you, be very cooperative with them. Be very cooperative. Just try and see what they're asking. Just use wisdom, your wisdom at that time. But you're called upon, even in that situation, to remain calm and cooperative, because you're not so sure who they are. Yes, and you do not know their intentions. So your safety comes first, and that is what is important. Yes.
Talk to the Gen Zs who will be protesting. What would be your legal advice and also a message to them?
Our message is take courage. Provided you're doing a peaceful assembly, it is your right to actually demonstrate, come out in large numbers and demonstrate. it is your right. But we are asking you to be peaceful, very peaceful. Do whatever you have to do within the confines of the law, and everything will be good.
Yeah.
If you are arrested in any case during this time, remain calm and call for legal assistance.
Yeah.
Call for a lawyer. But the Law Society of Kenya actually has a toll line.
Yeah, you can now share that number.
The toll line is 0800 720 434. 0800
Yeah.
720 434. So call for legal assistance, and we are going to assist you anywhere in Kenya. We have lawyers everywhere, and they are going to do that pro bono.
Yeah.
And they are going to come to the police station, ask if you can get a bond.
Yeah.
And if you're taken to court, they are going to represent you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's to the Gen Zs.
Yes.
Now talk to the powers that be. The message and the clarion that the young people are having. If you can have one message to the president and the leaders about the concerns being raised.
Mine is to the security officers, that these people are doing this for a cause, and it's a cause to the whole nation.
Yeah.
They have no tribe, they have no political leader, and we are asking that do not arrest them,
Yeah.
do not abduct them,
Yeah.
let them do their things in peace. And it is also a call to also Gen Zs, I forgot to say.
Yeah.
Let them stay united. And even with the things of abductions happening, let them be courageous.
Yeah.
Take courage, because it is now yours. It is your turn.
Yeah.
And let them do so with God's guidance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, Gloria, thank you so much. That was a lesson and a half.
Yes.
You know, on so many things, and we appreciate even the work that LSK is also doing in as far as helping those arrested across the nation. We have seen, and that's why I'm saying again. That's why maybe the officers are now resorting to abductions, because they see no sooner have you arrested one person than
The Law Society.
The Law Society of Kenya
is right
is
there.
already there,
Yes.
and even tear gassing the lawyers in itself sends a message that they just want to intimidate people, and as you have said, it's their right, so long as they are doing it within the purview of the Constitution.
Yes.
That is the most important thing. A parting shot, maybe.
A parting shot will be, the Law Society of Kenya is here for you and for the public, and to defend the Constitution of Kenya.
Yeah.
And we are here to categorically state that we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We are going to file cases in court, and we are going to represent the people of the public when they are arrested during peaceful demonstration.
Yeah.
And we are calling upon peace for everyone, and also for all those protesting, everything to be peaceful. And we are just praying that this country will go back to normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I hope you are doing something with Rex after his
Yes. Actually, we are filing a case. We are in the process of gathering evidence and filing a case.
All right.
Yes.
Your toll-free number again, LSK?
Our toll-free number is 0800 720 434.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's been an enlightening conversation. The ongoing demonstrations, the do's and the don'ts, what's expected of you, what is expected of the officers as well. In case you are arrested, what you need to do and how you ought to carry yourself. Importantly, as we have been reminded by Gloria, remember it begins at 6 a.m. Any demonstration should be between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And also ensure that you are peaceful, ensure you are not also spreading propaganda or hate speech. Again, don't go to protected areas. Those are no-go zones. And so you can do all you want within the confines of the law. Gloria, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I wish you God's protection. Yes. And may he continue to use you even as you are doing his work.
Amen.
Wherever he has placed you.
Yes.
And I know you will have a long day today.
Yes.
So more grace.
Thank you.
Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you so much.
It's been Gloria Kimani, LSK Council member, talking to us about the ongoing demonstrations. And I know you have learned something concerning the same. So as you are going out, make sure you remain peaceful as well. And also, it's not a crime to exercise your rights, so long as the same does not infringe on other people's rights. We take a short break. We come back the second hour.
Welcome to the world of Hope Media, a media unit of Christ is the Answer